24 years ago, my father, Thomas A. Fuentes, created what would become not only an annual tradition in Orange County, but one of the largest annual Republican dinners in the nation, the Republican Party of Orange County's annual Flag Day Salute. It's at this event where we honor our most dedicated supporters. On behalf of my late father, Thomas Fuentes, and my mother, Jolene, it is my honor to announce Doy Henley as the recipient of the Thomas A. Fuentes Award. The son of a factory worker and a mother who worked odds and end jobs in Illinois to make ends meet, Doy Henley started from humble beginnings. Decades later, Doy is an Orange County icon as a leader in business, philanthropy, and the Republican Party.
Doy Henley's leadership is the foundation of our success at the Orange County Republican Party. Doy has always been there as a faithful friend. He's always stepped up, and he's always stepped up in a way that matches the cause that we fight. He loves freedom, he loves liberty, and he supports those who advocate for that. Doy Henley is deserving of the Thomas A. Fuentes Award because of his longevity, his heart, his commitment, his sacrifice, his giving. When I was chair, Doy Henley never said no. When Tom Fuentes was chair, Doy Henley never said no. Fred Whitaker's our chair, and Doy Henley never says no. He is always there, always faithful, always ready to support us in advancing the cause of freedom.
Doy was considered somebody with great integrity, and that he had a charismatic bent to him. There was a popularity, almost Reagan-esque. He was elected to the presidency of the Lincoln Club and did a masterful job. And then we were able to, over that period of time, turn the apparatus in Sacramento from the left side of the aisle over to the right. We were able to dominate the politics in Sacramento. Henley has touched a whole lot of the fabric of Orange County, and it's a better place. We've had some big people in Orange County, but I don't think there's been another individual that has touched so many facets of Orange County in such an impactful way than my good friend Doy Henley.
Doy's faith in the Lord Jesus and his activity at the church, it's ironic we've never had him as an officer of our church or a formal elected leader, but he's one of the best leaders at St. John's. It's his connection to people. It's his encouragement of me and the other staff. And I think that kind of leadership at St. John's has been huge, as well as Doy's a people connector person. He loves that courtyard between the services, and he's always working to greet people and connect to people. And he's mentored a number of guys at St. John's. Helped them through some very difficult things, especially in business. He's been a very steadying force, but a very positive force at our church. And I think that's because the love of the Lord Jesus is in his heart. It's the true north for him. His faith guides every relationship, every decision he makes.
Doy Henley and Tom Fuentes were very similar, as they both believed in the cause. And that became sort of a word that many of us volunteers would say, we're doing this for the cause because it was for the right thing to do to make America a better place. My interactions with Doy were always very positive. He's a man who's larger than life. Always a big smile on his face. You could tell he enjoyed what he was doing when he was working on behalf of candidates. Doy would always tell you to be sure to enjoy what you're doing and keep a positive attitude, because nothing ever comes easy, and especially as being a Republican, sometimes things could get difficult, but always strive to do better.
In my view, Doy Henley, like Tom, is someone who committed himself to making our community a better place. And they did so in word and in deed. And throughout the years that I've known Doy Henley, he has always been a principled, valued individual with an authenticity and a genuineness about him that is very, very unique. The bond that Doy Henley and I have had for many decades is a bond that I value immensely. He has been a great counselor in season and out of season, and what I mean by that is that he is not a fair-weathered friend, but someone who stands with you in those moments when good counsel is needed, and he is not shy about sharing the value of his experience to make you a better person, to make you a better individual, so that you better understand yourself, and in the process, strengthen and embolden yourself to do great things.
You know what? Every time you go to see donors, you get a little uptight and nervous. For him, it's like you are watching him or you are seeing my neighbor, like, big uncle or big brother. And you know what? He's been always welcoming you and he's been always smiling. Mr. Henley loves Orange County. Mr. Henley is totally trusted. Mr. Henley has integrity. That's exactly Tom Fuente had. And Mr. Henley is actually carrying that legacy, and we work together. So yes, he deserved this award.
Doy really represents the very best that humanity has to offer. He's a leader, he's a born leader. I've seen him the way he operates at the board. I've seen the way he's operated outside the board when we need to gather consensus for maybe an initiative that we are behind. He's a generous man, not just with his financial resources, where he's been incredibly generous, but with his time, with his counsel, with his friendship. He's one of those men that when they shake your hand and they make a commitment, you can take that to the bank. So I cannot think of anybody more deserving than Doy.
Doy's leadership in the Republican Party of Orange County is unparalleled. He's been involved longer than I know. I came into the fold in 2018, and he was actually one of my first supporters for the Orange County Board of Education. Doy, I would just thank you for your support of all of the constituents of Orange County for all these years. You've been fighting the fight day in and day out for decades, and that should be recognized. And we're just so proud of all that you've done for the people of Orange County.
Doy Henley is definitely deserving of Tom Fuentes' Legacy Award because he truly embodies the award's purpose. Doy, I hope you know that we really respect you, appreciate you. There are many Republicans in office right now. We wouldn't be where we are today without your generosity, your encouragement, and the constant support and love. And now, those of us working in the halls of Congress, we owe a debt of gratitude to living that conservative values and actually carrying out the mission of making sure that our Republican Party is the party where Americans should turn to.